Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. This is going to be our biggest adventure yet. I just left the house. I am headed to Seeley Lake, Montana. Gonna work there for the week. Hopefully I can get out there by early next week. Gonna drive through the weekend. Gonna work remotely for the week. And then we're gonna meet up with some friends and we're gonna head down to the West Yellowstone area, hopefully, and ride down there with those guys. So follow along. Gonna kind of document the ride, see how things go. Obviously, when you leave the house and when you look down at the GPS and it says 2,330 miles left to go, 34 hours, it's a little intimidating. So anywho, Sarah and Bubba are gonna fly out, meet me out there. I'm gonna go pick them up next Saturday, so just trying to get all the sleds and everything out there. We rented in years past. This year we're trying to bring our own stuff out, so follow along. Maybe we'll have some cool stuff happen. I hope to see some cool stuff. Hopefully I have the mental endurance to make it through this trip, but follow along and see if we can see some cool stuff. Well, good morning. Back on the road, day 2. So last night I left about 3:30 from the house, drove to about 9, got a hotel room, got some sleep, got up around 5, got some fuel, got back on the road probably about 6. I am coming through Ohio right now. It is super flat, lots of cornfields. So far, things I've learned. Biggest thing that's been helping is I listen to podcasts. Some of my hobbies, like Deviant Inc. does a Sleddercast. Listen to that and listen to some Joe Rogan. And next I'm going to listen to an audiobook, The Go-Giver, great book, check it out. One thing I did learn is the truck likes to drink fuel. So what we've got is we've got a 2023 Duramax, Chevy Duramax. It's just the custom, the basic version, but awesome truck. Holds the trailer pretty well. So the trailer's a 29-foot trailer, V-nose. We got 4 sleds in there, a bunch of gas, tools. I don't know the weight, I'll look it up, but the truck pulls it well. Like, I mean, you could do 80 miles an hour if you want, comfortably. The trailer doesn't, swap back and forth or anything like that. But when I look down at my fuel mileage, when I'm doing 80, it's getting about 8 miles per gallon. If I bring it down to about 75 miles per hour, I get about 9, 10 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 10 miles per gallon. So I've been trying to, just play between, 75 and 77 miles per hour, set the cruise control. Depending on, if it's a big hill, I'll bump it down. But if it's, fairly flat or, I got a downhill, I'll bump it up to 77. But I don't let the fuel gauge get below half a tank. So that only gets me probably about 2.5 hours of driving, which is a bummer. But what are you gonna do? Just don't want to take any chances of ending up in an area where I need fuel. I do have 2 5-gallon diesel portable gas cans in the bed of the truck, so that way if I get into a pickle or I run out of fuel or something like that, I can at least get myself going again. get a few miles. So I have a little DR, disaster recovery plan. So there's that. But so far so good. Another tip, trick to pass the time: just call people, especially people you haven't talked to, maybe loved ones. You know, talk to my mother-in-law. She loves to chat. My wife, she's been great. So I also have Google Maps. I got the tracking turned on so she can see where I am. She's following along with me, so because she's gonna be flying out and meeting us out there. So anywho, just want to give you guys an update of what it's like to drive across the country. You know, towing a trailer and 4 sleds, and you know, just what challenges we've had and whatnot. One challenge we did have is the gas station didn't open up till 5:30. They're only open from 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., which that was interesting. But the fuel prices are cheaper. So when I just stopped and got fuel, it was only like $3 a gallon for diesel, compared to New York was almost over 4. That was cool. And they had a DEF pump too, so like your diesel exhaust fluid, I didn't have to buy one of the jugs. They have jugs available, but they got it right out of the pump right there, which was cool. It was a little weird. It took me a minute to figure it out, but we got her. But anywho, follow along and I'll keep you guys updated. Driving through Chicago right now. Kind of early, the traffic picked up. Here we are. Good city of Chicago. White Sox Field. It's kind of like the subway. It looks like how you get on there. Woo-wee, look at the traffic. Holy smokes. There's the big city in the background. Oh man. I am not sure what that is. Looks like they've been digging from the center of it. You couldn't pull that off in New York. I'd be scared of that would be falling on someone's head. Huh. Out here in Wisconsin. Well, we got a little snow here in Wisconsin. Not too bad. Still got some pavement here on the highway. But got some mountains as well. Can't see any right now. But here we are, Wisconsin. Well, there's a good one. How the heck did you end up over there? Shoot. A little snowy, didn't look too bad though. The old Chevy seems to be doing okay. Must be because I got the load on there with the trailer and the tires are good on this thing. But knock on wood, she's been okay. Weather hasn't been too bad, just flurrying. Seen some mountains, a lot more trees, no more farmland or kern. So far, so good. Good morning. Well, we made it to Minnesota. Minnesota seemed to be a little flatter than I anticipated. Not much for trees or shrubs, but you can see pretty far. Kind of cool. Got to see the Vikings training facility when I was coming through the city. It looked like a very nice city. But check out the flats or the plains or whatever the heck you want to call them, like the farmland. Look how flat it is. You can see it forever. So what's interesting is they plant trees around houses out here. There's not many houses, they're few and far between, but tons of farmland, looks like. But looks like they, I saw a housing development back there and they planted, a row of trees around them. Must stop the wind. I can see how like you can see a crazy storm coming across these fields, tornadoes, whatever it might be. But so far so good. Off to, I think, South Dakota. So as you can see, there's some giant silos out here. Road's a little bumpy. Yeah, probably go 50 miles, 20 miles, and there'll be, you know, a 6-7 pack of giant silos and a lot of cornfield, and it's really bumpy and making my voice funny. But yeah, flat as can be out here in Minnesota. We're gonna be turning on to 90 here shortly and going into South Dakota. So yeah, enjoy. Just a few windmills out here. Now there's got to be a couple hundred. As far as I can see, there's windmills. Starting to see more sleds too, a few sled decks, and following a guy with a snowmobile trailer. It's a good sign. Alright, quarter of the way across South Dakota. I'm sorry, 3/4 of the way across South Dakota. Check this out. Look how flat, not flat, but there's nothing there. No trees, no nothing. Pretty crazy. So because of that, in this area, if I get even close to a quarter, because of that, if I get even close to half a tank, I just fill up at the nearest gas station. Don't want to take any chances, you know. Also, make sure your phone has your route in your phone before you get started. It'll cache it for you, so that way, you know, if you lose service, you still got your GPS route mapped out for you. But yeah, just a couple of tips and tricks. But look how far you can see on down the road. Pretty gnarly. I think you can see further because of the hills than you could if you're looking out over the ocean. Pretty nuts. Never seen anything like it. Not a tree in sight. Some shrubs over by this town over here, but crazy. I was hoping to see some deer or something, but I'm guessing they blend in with the fields real well, so I can't see them. But anywho, well, we're near Deadwood, South Dakota. We're out of the flatlands. We got some mountains again. Which, for some reason, feels good. I don't know. That flat land is just weird. But anyway, stopping's gonna visit some friends that we used to ride motocross with many years ago. They live out here, so check it out. Well, side-by-sides are pretty popular around here. That's what Bob says. And if you look, the side-by-side's right there. Just driving down the road, you know, 40s, 50 miles an hour, just cruising. These mountains are pretty cool though. Check out the rocks. A couple random tips I wanted to share when you're traveling across country. Turn on the audio on your GPS, because what happens is you're driving for miles on end, and you kind of get in the zone, and then you may come up to a turn and miss it because you're like driving on the straight road for miles and miles and miles and miles, and you just zone out, and it's so easy to miss a turn. So recommend turning that on. Also, it'll alert you of different hazards, you know, speed traps, cars that are pulled over and such. But yeah, just wanted to share that as well. It's kind of cool to see the roads out here. They're very square roads. When I say square, I mean like when you take to go left or right, the road goes straight as an arrow as far as you can see. It's pretty wild to see. A lot of them aren't even paved. But kind of cool. Okay, check this place out. Look at all the buckhorns up there.
Continue on US 212 West for 64 miles.
I'm in Montana finally, and I don't know what town I'm in, but it was a very small town. It was pretty cool though. Taxidermist and little restaurant, bar, gas station. Not much to it, but looked like there was a rodeo arena, if you will. But I'm starting to see some mountains now. It's not so flat. Got a little bit of snow. It's been good. There's a view for you. A little bit of Montana. I just went through this town. Tiny town, nothing in it. The school was just the smallest school I think I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. I don't think there was a police station or hospital or anything. There was like a gas station, bar, school, and that was about it. Crazy. Well, welcome to Billings, Montana. You go from absolutely nothing to some crazy industrial place, city, whatever you want to call it. Look at it all. Well, had a little delay in giving you a day-to-day update. So what happened was, worst case scenario, right? Your vehicle breaks down on your road trip across the country. So what happened to me is I stopped for the night in Bozeman, Montana. Actually Belgrade, just outside of Bozeman. Stayed the night, went out in the morning, went to go take off in the truck wouldn't start. So I'm gonna kind of summarize and get right to the meat of the lesson learned. There's some details in there. Feel free to reach out if you want to talk about it, but lesson learned is if you got a newer car, for me, I got a 2023 Chevy Silverado, as you guys know. Included in the purchase of that vehicle was GM's roadside assistance. So what that meant was, if you go to the GM roadside assistance webpage, there's a phone number on there. You call them, and they will come get you. They came and got me within, I would say, an hour. They towed my truck to a local dealer. Huge shout out to JC Billion, GMC. They were able to get my truck in. It took them a couple days, but what they discovered was I had a bad starter. So, you know, last minute, you know, I'm supposed to be back on the road as a minimum Saturday to get my family, because they're flying in. So they were able to pull it off Friday afternoon, which is awesome. So the truck's running again, super stoked on that. But lesson learned, let's go back to that, right? So if you're gonna go on a road trip, recommend seeing what kind of warranty your car has. So for me, I had bumper to bumper 36,000 mile coverage. Well, I just hit 38,000 miles. The powertrain's covered from up to 100,000 miles or 10 years. What I do recommend is that you look into, before you leave, what your car warranty is, what it includes, and if you have some sort of roadside assistance program. That way, if something does happen, you know, you kind of know what to do. I kind of scrambled at first. You know, I was calling around every tow company. I was, you know, throwing batteries in. I went to the local parts store, put new batteries in. You know, I was just running around with, you know, like a chicken with my head cut off. But if I had known, you know, what my warranty coverage was, what my, you know, towing options were, I probably would have had a little more peace and made, you know, a little bit better decisions or quicker decisions, you know, those kinds of things. So here we are. I'm still in Bozeman. My family's flying into Bozeman. They got their flights changed to Bozeman, so I'll be able to get them this morning. But just to recap, lesson learned, hey, know what your car warranty is. You know, invest if you don't have some sort of roadside assistance program. If you have it included with the purchase of your car, definitely know what that is. And also probably review your insurance in case you do need to make a claim, you're in a car accident or something like that. You know, and make sure you have everything handy so that way you're not in a scramble. It's just nerve-wracking when you're by yourself, when your car breaks down, but it couldn't have happened in a better place. Bozeman, Montana, everybody's been awesome. Just been super helpful, pleasant, you know, everything has really worked out for the good in the midst of it. So lesson learned. Hope this helps somebody. Coming through West Yellowstone, beautiful stream, trout stream, fly fishing signs everywhere, beautiful mountains. Got the family now, Bubba, Sarah. Mama needed a nap, but they made it. Cruising our way to West Yellowstone for Bozeman. Music. Yeah. Well, just entered the Yellowstone Park. Hopefully we get to see some cool wildlife. Here you can kind of see where the forest fire was. There's no, I'm not gonna say leaves, there's no pine needles or needles on the trees. They're all open, but yeah, you can see the sun's kind of giving a glare there, but yeah, you can see where the forest fire went way down there. Road looks a little slick. All right, we just arrived in West Yellowstone, this little town. There's snowmobiles everywhere. Snow's deep. I mean, just you look down the road. You can literally just ride your snowmobile right down the road.
You got a louder can than I do.
I know. We're just Bubba's just commenting on somebody over there in the field's got a can. But yeah, you literally can just ride down the road on your snowmobile. Trail goes right through here. There's a dealership right in town. We just got a bunch of stuff for avalanche stuff for Mom, but it's pretty gnarly. Town's pretty cool. West Yellowstone.